Y'all ain't hardly doing shit. Doing this motherfucking talk to me. I'm not concerned because I'm smacking. Well, I got these. What is this? What's these things? The Sour Patch. Ooh, they good as fuck. Hey, official CJ. Hey, Maisha Brown. Who else we got on here? Genesis, Nugent. Ooh. Blake Green. I see you there, Regina Oliver. Love you, boom. I'm out here for a long time. I'm only here for a good time. Okay? Let me do my singing bowl. Namaste. It's such a pleasure to have you all here today. Are you all one? All right, let's talk some bullshit. Hold on, let me wipe this off. Oh no, this is still blurry. Hold on. That ain't even better. That ain't better. Oh my God, give me a damn question so I can start. She said, hope you had a productive yet fun-filling day. Thank you for sharing your wealth of wisdom and love. All right, y'all. I appreciate that. Give me some questions. I'll answer what I want. I'm gonna ignore what I don't want to answer. And you said, can you date me? Inbox me some pictures. I'll decide there. How I feel about ultimatums, like giving a man a choice. If you don't marry me, I'm going to leave you. If you going this, I'm going that. If you got to give a man an ultimatum, you don't probably need to be with him. Ultimatums are a form of manipulation, in my opinion. Because if I got to trigger your abandonment issues or trigger you in some way, shape, or form to finally do what I want in order for you to value me, then you ain't never valued me. You just don't want to be left by me. Let me see here. Do I need to feel like I need to die for my stepchild? So someone told you that your stepchild, you need to feel like you love them so much that you would die for them. I think that's a very, very, very extreme definition of love. I don't buy into that definition. Let's see here. My day was good, y'all. How I feel about long distance relationships? Hey, Jamel. I feel about long distance relationships. They cool if we ain't gonna be long distance for long. I'm not no motherfucking teenagers doing no fucking pen pal shit. You better move your motherfucking ass to where I'm at. The fuck? Or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you for joining the company, baby. How do I feel about booty calls? Well, pre-COVID, I thought that was a wonderful thing for you all to do. Notice I said you all. No, I don't see no problem with it. But they better wear a mask. You don't want to be sick for a couple weeks or a little while because of some piece of dick. Thank you for joining my team. For y'all who asked, you can join my team on the link on my Instagram page. How long should you stay single after a severe breakup? As long as you feel like it. Is my insurance program available outside the U.S.? No, not currently. It's only available in the U.S. states. Let's see here. He said a mask and a condom. When am I gonna put on some cute little shorts? Why, you wanna see my coochie shake? Child. I was wearing shorts today. Let's see here. Oh, damn, y'all put a fuck ton of questions in here. How do you spot a fuck boy? Child. Random fucking text messages with bullshit on it. Hey, beautiful. Hey, this. Nigga. Ask me how my day was. Something other than just sexual shit. You know what I mean? Fuck boys come at you like they only want to fuck you. That's how I look at it. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you're looking for, but I'm just calling the thing a thing. How do you deal with someone who wants to take it slow, but y'all are very well connected and you have a good vibe? I feel like taking it slow, going fast, I feel like that's just, I don't know. I ain't the one to talk to about that. I feel like people should go at the pace that works for them. You know what I mean? I don't buy into that. So I think you just got to go at the pace that works for you. But if they going too motherfucking slow and ain't nothing moving them, baby, don't waste your time neither. The whole pace of the relationship should not be dictated by one person. Let's see here. She says, I swipe right on dating apps, but people, and a lot of people talk to me, but I don't reply. What's my problem? I don't know. Get off that damn app. You wasting those people's time. You on that shit for validation, just to know that these niggas swiping right on you. Oh, look, they like me. Look how many guys like me. I don't know. I'm just guessing. The fuck? Get off that motherfucking thing looking for validation and just post some goddamn thirst traps on Instagram and call it a fucking day. Let's see here. Let me see here. Does he love you if he lies to you, or does he love you if he tells you the truth? Bitch, someone can love you and lie to you and love you and tell you the truth. Y'all be thinking love is enough. It's not enough. The motherfucker can be unhealthy as shit. Okay? An unhealthy, toxic man or toxic woman can still love you, but he loved me. What the fuck love got to do with it? Love don't mean a motherfucking thing. Love don't mean a motherfucking thing. You see what I'm saying? Texas Fly Angel says, you so damn funny. Thank you, baby. Someone says, when would you go deeper on your Pisces powers? Darling, what's deeper to go? I'd rather show them than talk about them. Marco's aware of them. Let's see here. How do I feel about people talking shit about your success? Well, my thing is, how the fuck would I know you talk shit about my success? You don't have access to me if you toxic. I don't share my good news with jealous bitches. I don't let people have access to me who talk shit about me. You got one motherfucking time and you cut the fuck off. So how would I know you talking shit about me? You know what I mean? I wouldn't know. Hey, in the UK. How do you deal with men? How do you deal with men who just want to sleep with you? Well, stop sleeping with them if you want more. That don't mean you're going to get it from him, but at the very least, you're not going to be giving no man something and not getting what you want in return. Cut him off. Be done. That's my logic. Let me see here. I have a friend considering a move to the West Coast for a fresh start. Any advice? Do it. You got one life to live. Do what the fuck you want to do. How do I feel about being friends with your exes? It's cool as long as y'all can be platonic and it's nothing sexual and nobody want one another. If even just one of y'all want the other person or might want the other person, it can't work. And more importantly, as long as it doesn't stop y'all from getting in new relationships. Ooh. Marco, listen to this question.
What's that?
Bruh says, am I a bad person if I call off the engagement if my lady doesn't want to sign a prenuptial agreement? No, you smart. Don't you marry now that got his ass up. Oh, that got his ass up. All right. Don't you never marry not near bitch, not near nigga, not near nobody if they don't sign no motherfucking prenup, especially if you got more assets than them. Let me explain the value of a prenuptial agreement, because y'all think that that's some shit that only rich and famous people do. No, a prenuptial agreement is simply a legal agreement that people who are about to engage in nuptials, get it, prenuptial sign. You can have many stipulations in there from, how do we want to handle this? How do we want to handle that? So on and so forth. And yes, there are some things that can be written in there around what happens if the marriage should terminate or dissolve, right? My thing is this, I would much rather talk about our terms of if I'm marrying somebody. I'd much rather talk about that before we get married when we're on good terms. How do you want to handle the money? when y'all deciding y'all on good terms, y'all really like each other, now you're about to get married, so you probably gonna put nice things in there. Yeah. Or when y'all sitting in the Ventura County courthouse talking about that fucking bitch, and he's talking about, she's talking about, you limp dick motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Which do you think is gonna produce a more positive outcome for y'all? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Child, I met a dude one time years ago, honey. He told me, because my thing is, I don't fuck with you if I don't sign a non-disclosure. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all the games, okay? There's steps and processes. And so he was just like, nah, I'm not. He's like, I don't want to, he's like, I don't feel comfortable signing one. And we wouldn't do nothing crazy. I'm just like, nigga, you want to get access? I don't know you. And so, and then he's like, yeah, if I got married, I wouldn't even sign a prenup. I said, well, my nigga, we certainly can't fuck with each other. Think about the mindset of somebody who doesn't want to sign an agreement that protects you both, and a mindset of somebody who doesn't want to sign something that acknowledges that they don't want something that they're not entitled to. Think about that. Someone says, do I only allow vaccinated people to visit me in my home? Abso-fucking-lutely. You said you signed up for my insurance program. What's your next step, baby? Your next step was emailed to you when you signed up. It was an email telling you to go through your orientation. You also received a text message when you signed up directing you to your orientation. So go to that email or go to that, and you can go right into it from there. If not, you can just go to our website and click on the help button so you can email somebody. But I'm gonna tell you, it's much quicker just to look in that email. Check your junk folder. Whatever email you signed up with, you got your welcome email, had your next steps in there. Is laid out very beautifully. Mm-hmm. Welcome to you and your husband. Thank you for joining the team. You see what I'm saying? Fuck all the games, honey. Ain't nobody entitled to a motherfucking thing. I'll tell you this. I don't even believe in telling the person you with how much money you make. How the fuck is that they goddamn business? What you need to know is, this house we buying together, what's your half? You got your half, or whatever your percentage is. I'm talking about doing when you dating. Maybe when you married, you can talk about that kind of shit. But during dating years, the fuck? I wish a nigga would ask me some dumb shit like that. First of all, I'm going to say I don't know. Because how the fuck do I know? I'm a business owner. I don't know that shit until the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. But number two, I wish a nigga would. So how much money you make? I'm sorry, who are you? What you playing? No, I don't know you. Well, come on, we just went out. I don't know you anymore. Get the fuck away from me. Oh, I love this. Lover Blue says, I offered my man a prenuptial. That's a real bitch there. That's a real one there. I like her. She said, I wouldn't tell him how much money I made if I was married to his ass. I just don't think there's some shit that's worth talking about. This ain't motherfucking 1952 where you marrying somebody and you can't work, so you financially dependent on him, so you need to know his financial, situations to know if you moving into a... See, you gotta understand this. Back in the day when women couldn't work or didn't have access to similar opportunities, a man was their security in a lot of cases, literally. So understanding a man's financial position in the world was really important because you had to understand, is this man positioned to be able to take care of me and the family that we will have? It was a very logical thing to be able to need to assess up front because divorce was few and far between. There was a deep stigma about that. You didn't have the options you had today. So women did kind of need to be a bit more, they just need to take a deeper dive into understanding who they're with. Nowadays, y'all got money. Everybody got their own shit. Whether they got a lot or little, they got their own shit. And you capable of getting what you need. Right? So with that said, the fuck is money important? I like what she said here. I am Zora Gaddison says, I ask about credit score. Now that's some relevant shit. Your credit score more important to me than your money. You see what I'm saying? That's more important to me. She said, me and my 800 FICO score need to know. You better, bitch. So from that perspective, don't marry no man with no fucked up credit. Stay engaged until his credit is fixed. Okay? Period. All right? Hey, Samson. That's what the fuck I'm saying. Don't marry no nigga until his credit get fixed. And that don't mean you can't date him. That don't mean you can't love him. But do not get into that legally binding institution of marriage until they do some steps. And you can say that, well, baby, before we join. This is how you say it. Because like, how the fuck do I say that? Well, baby, before we join together, Marco, I took my jewelry off when I was washing my hands. Because you give me, I just feel naked. My fingers feel naked. I feel naked. I need some cherries. Do I have some bracelets on the table or something? I need a bracelet. Thank you so much. I need some cherries. Okay? This is my right hand. This is my left hand. This is the wedding hand. This is not that hand. The camera flips it. Hey, Beyonce. I got some cherries over there. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I was about to fall out. I need some cherries. Just a cuff. Sometimes a bitch just need a cuff. Just a cuff. Should I wear it this way or this way? I'm gonna wear it this way. I like it this way for the day. You can get my I can turn on the thing upstairs. Just get out.
I was just gonna ask you that too.
I know you was. I can tell. Get out. It's in my bathroom. I think it's in my bathroom. On my the table with with my glasses, my thing on it. Yeah, you like my manicure? I went up the street, honey. All right. Darius said, you better consistently remind us which hand is which. Bitch, listen. All right, I'm saying bitch, listen to everybody, okay? I got to remind y'all of this, okay? Because y'all be coming up on here like, when did he get engaged? I didn't, okay? I didn't, okay? When did I get married? I didn't, okay? And y'all be thinking I kept something from you. What was I talking about? Money, some shit, I don't know. Something having to do with some fucking money, I don't know. But yeah, my hands are always on point, and so are my toes, baby. You see my hands? That's how my toes look. Okay, my shit is always the fuck done. I don't understand how y'all be walking around here on these motherfucking hooves. That don't make no fucking sense to me. Grown ass motherfucking man, and your feet look like they got dipped in in motherfucking charcoal and fungus. How the fuck that work? You see what I'm saying? Grown women too. Why your motherfucking heels look like you been dragging your heels on concrete? If you don't get yourself a motherfucking pumice stone and some goddamn callus remover gel, some shit like that, get some saran wrap that bitch up for a couple minutes, read the package and do what they tell you to do, and get yourself together, or for that matter, just go get a fucking pedicure, okay? Go get a fucking pedicure, okay? You got my phone? Thank you. Hold on, what is this? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Is it open? Open up the pool. You gotta open it up. Don't eat that, Marco. You found it where I put it.
Oh yeah, I know you put it.
Don't eat that. That's gonna keep you up.
I know you put it.
He got these damn green tea gummies.
You said open it up. I have to open it up for you to connect it.
No, just I don't want to cut in the hot tub with the cover on it. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. He want me to cut on the thing, but the app is only on my phone. I need to put it on his phone. But what was I saying? Child, you said MJ is such a mom. Aren't I, darling? I love parenting. It's my favorite job. It's not even a job. It's my favorite thing I've ever done in my life. Let me see here. You said you don't understand how some feet need a sandblaster. Well, baby, some people got hard lives. You see what I'm saying? That's all that is. Let me see here. She said plot twist. Oh, baby. Bitch, I'm so sorry. I gotta boot you from this motherfucking live for that trifling fucking statement. Ugh. Let me see here. Let me see here. Do I think someone can fall in love after 3 weeks of dating? I think you can fall in strong. I think you could fall in love. Now, let me qualify that. Just because you fell in love doesn't mean you know that person. It takes time to know somebody, to get to know them. That is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But can you fall in love with somebody? Hell yeah, you can fall in love with somebody that fast. The heart is not regulated by time. Right? The heart is not regulated by time. You know what I'm saying? You said you didn't know I cussed this much. Oh, baby, my mouth is fucking filthy. You know, the first time I got suspended, actually, the only time I ever got suspended from school, I was 10 years old. And I called the gym teacher a son of a bitch. Let me tell you what happened. So I was 10, You know, I was always a little queen, and I didn't want to do no motherfucking PE and shit like that. The boys throwing dodgeball never made sense to me. Y'all want to throw balls at me? Get the fuck away from me. Football, running around. I ain't want to do that shit. My favorite activity at recess was sitting by the damn sandbox with other bitches, and they would chit chat and gossip, honey. All right, and we be sitting there, and I just be sitting there listening, like, and what happened? I always want to be around the bitches who talked a lot, right? Because I didn't talk a whole lot, so I want to be around the girls who did. And I was very introverted, but I wanted to be around those girls. I was just a quiet little cute gay kid who was always up under the girls, listening to them talk like, really? And I get real cute I get real cozy with the teachers because the teachers always liked me. I was always really friendly. And so at lunch or recess when the other kids went outside, they're like, you can stay in here because the teachers used to watch the soap operas. Sometimes they had the little TV at the desk and they watched. So I was sitting there with them watching soap operas. And so anyway, long story short, they made me go to PE this one day. And I did not want to go to PE. My PE teacher was this real butch lady. Okay, I'm not trying to say she was a stereotype, but she was the stereotype, right? Real butch. And I ain't had obviously I don't care about her being butch, but what I had a problem with was the fact, like, bitch, I'm like, you all the way motherfucking gay, okay? You all the way motherfucking gay. Why the fuck are you always coming at me, bitch? Okay? And she always make little comments about you. Well, the other boys are doing this, other boys doing that. Well, bitch, I'm not one of the other boys, okay? You took my job of being one of the boys. You're one of the boys, okay? And I'm going to take your role for being one of the girls, okay? Let's swap, bitch, because I don't want to do that shit, okay? So anyway, I was standing there. We're supposed to be doing some shit, right? And I'm supposed to be doing some shit. I don't know what the fuck it was. And I ain't feel like doing this. So I was standing there talking to my other friend, the other queen in the class. I was always friends with the queens, too. And so I never one of those gay men who never got along with, some gay guys don't get along with other gay guys. I don't understand that. Like, I get along with everybody. Like, I love everybody. And so, so I was sitting out there with him, and I'm like, okay, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so we're sitting out there, and then so she's like, Malcolm, it's your turn, something like that. And I didn't hear her because I was too busy telling the story or listening to one. And then and she's like, Malcolm, it's your turn. And I said, huh? And she's like, that's it. Get out the game. If you're not going to participate, you're in timeout. Some shit like that, right? So everybody's like, ooh, trying to embarrass me. Bitch, don't embarrass me. Bitch, don't fucking embarrass me, okay? I'm not that bitch. I got another story for you. I'm not that fucking bitch. If you try to embarrass me, bitch, I go from introverted to something different, okay? Honey, my whole life, you know how they used to say, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord? Bitch, I never subscribed to that, okay? I was always a mean little vengeful child, okay? You fuck with me, bitch, I waited until, I was one of those bitches, if you fuck with me, I was gonna wait until 3-4 days later when you least expected it. And I was gonna walk up behind you and punch you in the back of the fucking head and run because I could always fight. You can't be this gay and not know how to fight, right? And I had brothers who could fight even better than me. So anyway, when she said that, I was like, everybody's like, ooh, and I didn't like to be embarrassed. So I said, she said that, I walked away, and as soon as I got out the game, my other friend was sitting on the side. And he's like, why you get put out the game? I said, because this son of a bitch right here, I start telling the whole story, right? I always cuss like this, right? Anywho, she heard me. Right? And then come and snatch me up. And talking about I was cussing. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? I may have said that. I got another story for you, okay? Time when I was in 8th grade and cussed out the teacher. This fucking queen. Let me say, another queen. I don't understand this shit. I love everybody. They ain't like me. So anyway, it was in music class, right? Now, he was married with kids, but bitch, you know what it was, okay? Girl, you know what it was, okay? Nigga gay as fuck. And so anyway, sitting there in music class, and again, I'm sitting in the back of the class, chit-chatting with one of my good Judy girls, okay? And so I'm sitting there, and then we talking, and then he's like, class, quiet down. Well, I was into my conversation. I was talking to my Judy girl like I was talking to you bitches, okay? And bitch, once I got older, I knew how to hold court, okay? So I was sitting there just telling the story, and all the girls sitting around me, and he's like, it's time to start class. I'm like, I'm not even listening to him. And then so he's like, that's it. He said, that's it. I said, be quiet. And so I stopped because it scared me, you know? And so I turned towards him and I'm like, huh? And then he starts going in on me. And I'm very sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person. I can cry at the drop of a hat, literally. And so anyway, he's going in on me. And then I'm starting to, tears started to stream down my face. I'm a very fragile soul. I really am. I'm a mean as a pit bull, but I'm a very fragile soul. And so anyway, I start crying. And as I start crying, he started going harder. And then my homegirl beside me was like, no, don't cry. Because she knew he was going to go hard. She's like, don't show no softness in front of this nigga, right? Because he's a fucking queen. right? He was a fucking queen. And so, but he was a fucking queen trying to hide at a church school because we went to a religious, like private school, right? And so he trying to hide. So like some closeted men do, a lot of closeted men tried to come out hard against me, right? And I was young. I was only 13, right? So then he's going on, and I'm sitting there, and the whole class is, ooh, 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 as he going in harder and harder and harder, saying more and more shit. Now, and I go from crying to, I'm like the Incredible Hulk, bitch. I go from this to raw real fast, right? That's how I used to be as a kid, right? And so I'm going, and people didn't think much of me, bitch, because I'm only about 5'7" these days, okay? So back then, I was about 4 foot nothing, okay, bitch? And so it looked like an upside down spoon. I had a big head and a little body, okay? So anyway, so people thought they can get over me until I went the fuck off on them, okay? Bitch, let me tell you what happened. So he going in, okay? I'm sitting there. And he said, you got something to say or something like that. And I was like, fuck you. The whole class said, ooh. He said, what? I think I said, fuck you. And then he said, that's it. Get up and switch your behind to the office. Switch your behind to the office. Really, bitch? Okay. It was a music room. You know how they get the chairs, like the folding chairs in the room? Because they have folding chairs. That way they can move them around easily for when people were doing whatever was doing music. I was in the second row. Bitch, why I do this? I'm sitting here like this. This is what I do. Look. I went, this is me sitting there like this, bitch. I said, boom, and kicked the chairs from in front of me, bitch. Now, see, they always thought that I was the calm, sweet one. And I always, you know how you get the superlative every year? I always got nicest kid, most polite. I never got the smartest. I always had terrible grades. But I always got that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Everyone thought I was just so quiet and docile. And the only kids who ever knew that I could go ham was like if I ever got in a fight with somebody, but I was smart about getting in the fights. I would wait until you went to the bathroom, follow you in there, and beat the fuck out of you, okay? So by the time, so now I'd be going back to class like this, and I would hear the principal come in the room, we need Malcolm to come here real fast, and I go out there. And so people in the class didn't know why I was getting called out of class, and I would never say shit neither. They'd be like, what happened to you? I don't know. They just want me to come to the office. Why'd you miss 3 days of class? I was suspended. I don't know. I never told them shit. You see what I'm saying? So people didn't know how I was outside of the handful of kids that got their ass beat by me. And nobody was going to go around admitting that the gay kid beat the fuck out of them in the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, we go back and I kick this motherfucking chair out the way. Bow. Okay? And then he starts going ham. And I stood up, I said, fuck you, you faggot. You faggot ass motherfucker. That's what I said, part of my language. I'm sorry, I know I'm not supposed to say the F word. But anyway, that's what I said to him. I said, fuck you faggot ass motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? And then he said, what? And you know, I go from queen to nigga real motherfucking fast. Okay, bitch? Real motherfucking fast. Don't let all this softness fool you, okay? Voice go real motherfucking deep. Fuck you, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he tried to grab my arm to yank me to the office. I said, get your faggot fingers off of me. I'm gay. You know, it was what it was. You know what I mean? And I knew I was gay at that point in time because I was dating a 15-year-old on the school basketball team. I was 13. Hey, that was my first boo. And so it wasn't dating him, really. He was my puppy love. We talked on the phone late at night. You know how you had the phone cord going all the way down the hallway into your room because you didn't have a cordless phone? We be on there all motherfucking night. Right? And so anyway, so I said, get your faggot fingers off of me. He got so mad, and then the class turned against him. Now, bitch, let me say this, okay? She's always been an entertainer, okay? I've always been an entertainer. I've always had some say I'm a little funny. That's what they've always said, not in the gay way, but you know, funny, like ha ha he he. And so I knew I could always make people laugh easily, honey. I came out the womb making people laugh. I'm very good at this thing, and so. Anywho, we're sitting there, and then we're in the hallway at this point in time, and everybody looking out their room door because I'm loud. And he loud trying to yell back. You got the kids going, ooh, 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 right? And so
So he grabbed me again and he tried to yank me to the office. I said, get your fucking fingers off of me, yo gay ass, and blah, 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 blah. Because I learned that early. I was like, when these dudes come after me with some shit, go after them the same way. Go after the same way, because most of these dudes are gay anyway, who coming at me. Straight men don't give a fuck about gay men. Remember that. Straight men don't give a fuck about gay men. You ever see a dude in here commenting about me, just know he like dick. You see what I'm saying? And so anyway, I'm like going in. I'm like, now fuck you and da 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 da. With your faggot ass, with your this, with your that, da 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 da. Baby, I'm seeing his motherfucking childhood wounds come up to the surface. I'm a bitch you don't want to fight with. You don't want to fight with me, bitch. Okay? Because my thing is this, I'm a Pisces, I'm intuitive. I try to use it for my good, but bitch, sometimes I got to go below the belt. Okay? And when I go below the belt, I'm going for the nuts. Okay, bitch? And so I'm like triggering his ass, okay? Big grown man looking like he about to cry in that hallway. I said, go to the office. I said, fuck you, you fat. You know, I'm girl, 13. Can you picture me? 13, cute little face. Everyone thought I was so sweet. This is me. No, I didn't mean it like that. No. I was not a bad kid. I had terrible grades, but I was a little gay kid who was friendly. I sat in the back of the classroom. All the teachers loved me. All the teachers loved me, okay? If you was a woman over the age of about 30, you fuck with me, okay? They always say, you got an old soul. I like you. They talk to me about all kinds of shit and let me sit in the room listening to all they shit, okay? So people was just like, damn, what is going on? Malcolm never acts like this. And the teachers, as I'm walking down the hallway cussing them out, these women are looking mortified. They're like, what is going on? Malcolm's just, he's never like this. He's never like this. And I'm going ham. I am going motherfucking ham. Okay, bitch? So listen, all right? So I get to the office, right? And my principal at the time, she was just, ooh, I did not like that woman, okay? I did not like that woman. She was so homophobic. And so I get to the office. When I get there, she's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, this is an expulsion right here. This is at least an expulsion right here. Now, it was a private school, religious private school. It didn't cost a whole lot of money, but the money it did cost, my mother had to scrounge together, you know? At the time, I think my mother was a social worker in the school system, I wanted to say. And so my mother didn't have a whole lot of money. And so she came to pick me up from school. And normally I would be standing out in the corner waiting for her to come pick me up. Baby, not on this day. My mother coming, I remember my mother had on those social work kitten heels. Okay, you know the little kitten heels that social workers and church deacons wear? That's what my mother was wearing. She's not a heel kind of girl, okay? So those little heels is about as high as she gonna get off that ground, about this big. And that's why I said social workers and deacons is that heel, right? And so she said, you a social worker, baby, y'all the salt of the earth. Let me tell you this, okay? And so anyway, my mother come in there, she wearing those heels, her dress, you know, the dress that come down to her damn ankles. She looking real Pentecostal. My mother's always dressed appropriate, okay? And so she come in there, and my mother is as intense as I am, but not as loud. And so she comes in there. Why did these people tell me I need to come into this school? Because she was used to, when I was young, I would be pretty good, but when I acted out, I really acted out. And I normally had a good reason, right? So anyway, she's like, why did these people tell me I need to come into school? You got to understand the history of my mother. You getting called to school because I called the gym teacher a son of a bitch. You getting called to school because I beat some nigga's ass in the coat room and like beat the fuck out of his ass as like an 8-year-old because this nigga kept calling me names and shit. So I waited until he was in the coat room and then beat the dog shit out of his ass. Okay? Like the dog shit. Where they had to call my mother up and was like, does he need psychology? Because he beat this kid up. You see what I'm saying? So when my mother got called to the school, it was normally something pretty, you know, serious. You see where I'm going with that? And so anyway, that was just me. I always would tell the kids, don't fuck with me. My brothers didn't have to do too much fighting for me because I was just, honey, I was as mean as a pit bull if you fuck with me. I always say, I don't pick the fight, but bitch, I'll finish it. And I may not finish it while you swinging at me. I'm on wait, bitch. I'm on wait, and I'm going to walk up behind you and beat your ass, knock you in the back of the head, bitch. I'm going to fuck you up, and you ain't going to see it coming. That's how I was as a kid. That's literally how I was as a kid. I'm sorry. So my mother knew some shit was going down, right? She knew some fuck shit was going down, right? And so she was like, she's like, why did these people call me in this damn school? She ain't say, damn, my mother don't cuss too much like that. Why did they call me in this school? And I'm sitting there like this. I had my little school uniform on because I would like the little light blue button-up shirt, the little blue tie, right? My little blue pants and my shoes. I think I had FUBU shoes back then. FUBU was really big. And so I'm sitting there like this. I was like, I got in trouble. And she was... Now, I'll give my mother credit because my mother was a social worker. My mother did not always take adults' words as bond, right? She knew that adults could be fucked up sometimes. My mother would always be like, oh, I'm going to hear you out. She would always hear me out first rather than automatically assuming that I was wrong. Because some of you parents do, so I'm just going to tell you this real fast. Y'all believe anything a motherfucking adult say about your child. And your child like, no, that's not what happened. Yes, it was. Why would the teacher lie on you? Because the teacher's a fucking adult, a fucking human being, and human beings have the capability to fucking lie, right? You believe in this bitch more than you believe in your child. Now, sometimes you may know your child's a lie, but don't automatically assume it's just because they're a child that they lying, you know? And y'all too much stuck on this whole a child's play shit, but y'all don't let your child explain their side of the story. That's not how my mother is, okay? So my mother was like, she said, what happened? I was like, I got in trouble. And so she says, we're going to talk about this. So then the principal comes out like this, just smirking. Come on in here. Come on in here. I'd love to talk with you. So then we go into the principal's office and I sit down like this. I'm looking up at the principal who's smirking like this. I'm like, oh my God, this bitch gonna tell everything that I did. And it was awful. Like my mother knew I had a filthy fucking mouth, but I never cussed in front of her. You know, my mother would hear me cuss from down the hallway because I cuss my brothers out. My brothers are like twice my size, okay? My brothers some big niggas, okay, and they're very aggressive, okay? So I couldn't fight them, so I had to use my mouth, right? I used to go off on those boys. I used to go off on my brothers like no motherfucking other, okay? They be like, about to come in, like, fuck you. I would go off so bad because I had to get them off of me, right? So my mother would hear me cuss. So that was in my house. My mother would be like, Malcolm, stop cussing, right? But I never cursed in front of her, you know? And so anyway, so then she sit down in the office. And the principal says, well, I have to tell you, expulsion may be what we're talking about today. She's excited about this. Fucking homophobic bitch. I got stories about why she's homophobic, okay? Ugh, disgusting. So anyway, my mother's like, because you understand, my mother scrounged together the dollars she had to put me through that school, okay? And I'm sure in her mind, she's like, well, am I going to get a refund for this semester? Like, what the fuck? And where am I going to send his ass? I can't send his gay ass to public school. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyway, so she's sitting there like, what? And so the principal says, why don't you explain to your mother what happened? So I sat there. I said, well, I was in music class, and because I go back to being a Care Bear. I go from Grizzly Bear to Care Bear in front of my mother. I'm like, and the teacher was yelling, and I yelled back, and I called him a name. And my mother's like, what name? And I'm thinking, shit, I can't cuss in front of you like this. Shit, the principal and you right here? God damn. I said, she said, say the actual words that you used. She went into social worker mode. Say the actual words that you used. I'm like, fuck. Okay? And so I was like, I called him a faggot motherfucker, and I told him to get his faggot fingers off me. And I'm sure it was a couple more words too. And so I wasn't telling the full story. I was just kind of using the words, telling the words I said. And she's like, because even for me, that was a lot. Like I said, I was not a bad kid. I was introverted. I sat in the back of the class. I really didn't do my work like that. But generally speaking, you ain't hear too much about me unless you heard something, right? And so she was like, wow. So the principal was like, so you can certainly see why we're ready to really take extreme disciplinary actions here. We have to do this. We really have no choice. I mean, the whole hallway saw it. The school saw this. It was terrible. It was terrible is what it was. We've never experienced anything like this in our 70 years being a school. My mother's like, and so I'm like, fuck. So as the woman's preparing to hand over the paperwork to say, so I just want to show you, like, my mother says, hold on. Rewind it back, please. Help me to understand what was said to you, Malcolm. What was said to you? What were you responding to? Right? Just like that. And I'm like, And the principal says, I'm sorry, why is that even, he was disrespectful with this. She says, no. I know my child. I know my child. And my child is certainly no angel, but he does not lash out unprovoked. I know that about my child. 'Cause I was pretty docile otherwise. I've always been the way you could forget I'm in a room. You know what I'm saying? Very docile. And so she was just like, so my mother says, so what was said to you? She ignores the principal completely at this point and looks at me. What was said to you? Walk me through the story from the beginning. Go. And my mother's a very intense woman. Okay? Where do you think I get this shit from? My father's the entertainer. My mother's the intensity. Okay? Very intense. In a good way, right? And so she says, so I said, well, and so I explained the story to her from beginning to end. Every motherfucking curse word, every motherfucking everything. Okay? Every motherfucking everything. Okay? And I told him, he grabbed my arm. You know, I'm a storyteller, bitch. So I'm walking her through the whole shit. And then he grabbed he touched you? And she looked at the principal like this out the corner of her eye like, and so she says, go on. And then so after he grabbed my arm, I said, get your faggot fingers off of me. And then he yelled at me again. And then I yelled it back at him. And it was a lot of people in the hallway. And I was embarrassed. I was telling the truth, I was like, I was embarrassed because of all the things he said about me. And you know kids make fun of me anyway. And if I didn't defend myself, I was going to be made fun of even more. This is my mother now at this point. And so me and her just having a conversation. We ignoring this bitch here, the principal. And I'm like, and da-da-da. And she's like, No, I understand. And so then my mother takes control of the conversation and says, baby, go into that lobby and close the door behind you. The principal says, excuse me, my mother says, I want to talk with you one-on-one. And so I walk out, so I closed the door behind me, and I sat there in the little lobby waiting area. You know, the little receptionist was there sitting there. Real beautiful woman. She was a very kind woman, real beautiful woman. And so she was sitting there, and she's just looking at me kind of awkwardly like, oh, shit, what's going on in there? You couldn't hear much. You know, my mother's not a big yeller. And in my mother's presence, you will bow down. Okay, you will shut the fuck up and bow down. My mother's not the kind of woman to play with. Okay, my mother was a social worker in the school systems, and then she went on to become a clinical social worker, which meant she did family therapy and therapy like that, and did that in the prisons. And then she started working with people in the military who had like brain injuries, like PTSD. I don't know if I'm doing the right terminology and stuff like that. My mother is nothing to play with. Okay, prisons, inner city schools, and military people who done shot folks up. That's why a lot of them, because they went into combat, and a lot of them had issues related to that, right? That's the things that she dealt with folks like that. So my mother was nothing to play with. You see what I'm saying? All right? And so anyway, my mother, so then next I know the door opens and my mother says, come back in here. So I came and I sat down and my mother says to the principal, tell him what we just discussed. She's running the motherfucking show. Tell him what we just discussed. And I'm sitting there like this. And then so the principal says, tomorrow morning, she couldn't even look at me. Tomorrow morning, you will be returning to school. And I'm looking, I'm like, I'm returning to school? I thought I was getting expelled. I was certain I was going to be going to my neighborhood school, okay? And I'm from the hood, baby. So I was scared about that. I'm like, fuck, I got to go to that school. And so I'm like, I'm returning to school. I'm looking at my mother. My mother's like, go ahead, keep talking. Tomorrow morning, you'll be returning here. It's my understanding that several classrooms saw this incident. I'm like, So tomorrow morning, anyone who observed this will be present in your homeroom, as will the music teacher, and he will address this. My mother said, address this. He will be apologizing to you in front of the other students. For what occurred. It's unfortunate what happened, and we certainly embrace diversity at this school, and we will he will be apologizing to you in front of everyone, and he will be explaining that this was inappropriate. Bitch looked like she had a hemorrhoid and diarrhea at the same time. Bitch like she was in pain, bitch. Okay? And so I'm sitting there like bewildered about what just happened. But in that moment, I realized my motherfucking mother's got superpowers on me. I was like, whatever this bitch is doing in the world, I need to motherfucking learn this shit, okay? And honey, who I am today is her, okay? I learned from her how to navigate. I looked at her out the corner of my eye. Like the fuck did you do it? She's sitting there, honey, with her old kitten heels crossed at the ankle, because you know my mama didn't cross her legs at the knees. She crossed them at the ankle, okay? She's a good Christian woman. Cross them at the ankles. And she looked at me like, So then we get in the car to go home, and we sit in that motherfucking car to go home, and my mother had a burgundy Hyundai Sonata, all right? We get that Hyundai Sonata, right? With burgundy seats too, honey, okay? She's very eclectic. And so we get that Hyundai Sonata, bitch. And she say to me, now you know you was wrong for cussing like that in front of all those people. Where did you even learn to cuss like that? I was like, I don't know. She said, I said, am I in trouble? Am I in trouble? Let me think through that. I don't think you are. I think you were justified in your response, although it was a bit, we need to work through your strategies for responding to things so you don't have to respond in such an extreme manner. But you handled it. You want some checkers? And we drove and got checkers and went the fuck home, all right, y'all? I'm going to get off this bitch. Thank you so much for watching. This will go on YouTube in just a minute. Love y'all to death. Bye, y'all.